Einstein was stuck on a problem for weeks, until he changed one simple thing. What if I told you that the difference between smart people and everyone else isn't IQ, education, or even experience? It's something far simpler, and you can start using it today. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to break down the exact framework that the world's best problem solvers use. And by the end, you'll never look at problems the same way again. Let's get into it. Here's what most people do when they face a problem. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Something breaks. Maybe it's a project at work, a relationship conflict, or a technical issue. And what's the first thing you do? You panic. Your brain immediately jumps to solutions, any solution. You throw ideas at the wall hoping something sticks. You Google it. You ask friends. You try the first thing that sounds good. And when that doesn't work, you try something else. And then something else. This is called solution-first thinking, and it's the enemy of smart problem solving. Because here's the brutal truth. The moment you start chasing solutions before understanding the problem, you've already lost. You're playing checkers while smart people are playing chess. So what do smart people do differently? Smart people don't solve problems. They reframe them. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine you're managing a team and productivity is down. The average person thinks, how do I make my team work harder? But a smart person asks, why is productivity down in the first place? What's blocking them? See the difference? One is solution-focused. The other is root-cause focused. This is called inverse thinking, and it's one of the most powerful cognitive tools you can develop. Instead of asking, how do I solve this? You ask, what's actually causing this? Einstein famously said if he had an hour to solve a problem, he'd spend 55 minutes defining it and 5 minutes solving it. That's not because he was slow, it's because he understood something most people miss. The right question is worth more than 1,000 answers. When you reframe the problem correctly, the solution often becomes obvious. You're not forcing your way through a locked door, you're finding the key. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Smart people don't just reframe problems, they embrace constraints. Most people see limitations as obstacles. No budget, no time, no resources. Game over. But smart people see constraints as creative fuel. Twitter was created because they had a constraint. Messages had to be under 140 characters because of SMS limitations. Instagram started as a check-in app until they realized their constraint was that photos loaded too slowly, so they added filters to hide the delay. Those filters became their signature feature. Your brain works harder when it has less to work with. Constraints force you to think differently, to innovate, to find creative solutions you'd never consider if you had unlimited resources. So next time you face a constraint, don't fight it. Ask yourself, how can this limitation become my advantage? But reframing and embracing constraints is only half the battle. There's a third element that separates good problem solvers from great ones. Smart people have systems. They don't rely on motivation or inspiration, they follow protocols. Think about pilots. When something goes wrong mid-flight, they don't panic. They don't brainstorm creative solutions. They follow a checklist. Because in high-pressure situations, systems beat spontaneity every single time. Here is a simple protocol you can steal right now. Step 1. Define the problem in one sentence. Force yourself to be specific. This 4-step protocol has helped me solve everything from content strategy problems to personal conflicts. It works because it removes emotion and replaces it with process. But here's what's really happening beneath the surface. All of these strategies, reframing constraints, protocols, they all point to one meta skill. Smart people think about thinking. They're not just solving the problem in front of them. They're analyzing how they're solving it. They're aware of their own cognitive biases, their emotional reactions, their default patterns. This is called metacognition, and it's the closest thing to a superpower you can develop. When you're stuck, the average person asks, "What should I do?" The smart person asks, "Why am I stuck? What assumption am I making? What lens am I using that might be wrong?" Think about it. Every major breakthrough in history came from someone questioning the question itself. Not just solving the problem, but reimagining the entire framework. That's the real secret. Smart people don't just solve problems faster, they solve better problems. So let's bring this home. How do you actually apply this starting today? Here's your homework. Pick one problem you're currently facing. Doesn't matter how big or small. Run it through this process. First, write down the problem as you currently see it. Just one sentence. Second, reframe it as a question. Not "I need more sales," but "Why aren't my current offers resonating with my target audience?" Third, identify your constraint. What limitation can you turn into an advantage? Fourth, follow the 4-step protocol. Define it, inverse it, brainstorm it, test it. And here's the key: document your process. Take notes. Because the goal isn't just to solve this one problem, it's to train your brain to think differently about every problem. Do this once, and you'll solve one problem. Do this consistently, and you'll rewire how you think. That's the difference between a tactic and a transformation. Look, most people will watch this video, think that's interesting, and move on. But you're not most people. You're here because you want to think differently, to solve differently, to be different. The smartest people in the world aren't smarter because of genetics, they're smarter because of process. And now you have that process. So here's what I want you to do. Take that one problem I mentioned, run it through the framework, and then leave a comment below telling me what you discovered. I'm genuinely curious, and if this video helped you see problems differently, if it gave you even one insight you can use today, hit that like button. It helps more people find this content. Subscribe if you want more videos on thinking smarter, not harder. I break down frameworks like this every week. Next week, I'm revealing the mental model that billionaires use to make decisions 10x faster. You won't want to miss it. Until then, remember, the problem isn't the problem. How you think about the problem is the problem. I'll see you in the next one.